to the test. We be the SPS. Won't bunch it to the dead. Show me what you know. Beliefs and principles. And say it with your chest. Melanin popping, we gonna see conversation, reality. What you want, we got what you need. A dose of the truth, a brick of the street. Gotta touch grass when you on this scene. Sometimes seem too gray to me. Either it is or it ain't. Gotta keep it tall. Small thoughts, R.I.P. Flawed in all. Righteous call. Brofos tall. BS fall. Pull your stack. Break your guard. Stereotypes can't play this long. Throw your scripts against this wall. Talking points to your flaw. Legs to limb. Take this wall. Gotta keep it trill. Gotta keep it raw like yes. Or bunch it to the dead. Talk about the globe. Standing 10 toes. Put your theory to the test. We be the SPS. Or bunch it to the dead. Show me what you know. Beliefs and principles. And say it with your chest. Too extreme to ever be. We bring balance to how you think. Do it make sense? Will it really work? Put it to the test. Tell me what you seen. What you heard, would it really be? Did you fail? Did it succeed? Hey, what you want? Here's what you need. Get out your brain and get on your feet. SPS POD. RAW and we need you to tap that blue leaf. Chop it up, tap it in, and let's speak. Let's see. The trap of the nerd. The high girl swerve. The wife, the husband, the bee. The single, the baddie, the righteous, the ratchet. All get a chance to speak. SPS. Or bunch it to the dead. Talk about the globe. Standing 10 toes. Put your theory to the test. We be the SPS. Or bunch it to the dead. Show me what you know. Beliefs and principles. And say it with your chest.
Check. Let's go. Yeah. Let's do it. Welcome to the SPS Podcast. You are now tapped in with the Raw Bunch. I am your host, DJ Strata, and I'm here with a couple of real great brothers in the building this evening. While you in here, make sure you hit the like button, tap the like, share, and subscribe, man. We got a dope show for y'all, man. Before we get to it, for the brothers that are here, I appreciate y'all. One by one, CJ, what's up with it?
What up? Currently in the gym, getting this work in.
When the box truck company taking off, what you doing? I don't know, man. I saw the mic and the headphones. I ain't know what you had going on. Oh, you good? Work out? Okay.
Trying.
That's what it's talking about. That's what it is, man. I appreciate you coming through. Big Mufasa, what's up with it, bro?
What up? What's going on, man?
This was good.
Mufasa, man.
Yeah. Mahogany, what's up with it? Also, I got the little homie in the building. Little bro here. Josh, what it is, little bro?
What's the word, man?
Hey, shit, cooler. How you?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. You already know.
Hey, your mic a little low. I'm gonna turn you up. Pause on this end a little bit. See if I can get you some volume going on your end, man. But I'm glad you here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you tapped in. You know, this is one of the homies that we popped up, man. We pop in and we busted down AUL type shit. Y'all know the count. But I thought this would be a good show, man. I need my analytical brothers for this. So let's get straight to the shit, man. We got some more of the brothers coming through, man. We'll introduce them and get them up to speed as they come. So the topic for the night, right? 1980 never ended. The gap that refuses to close. We're looking at Black America then versus now. So what even started this show was simple. Y'all know on the internet shit, we talk a lot about where we are as a black people, where the fuck we came from, how our progress is going, and how we compare up. So I got to thinking and shit, right? I was like, yo, was there a time in our history that mimics 2026? That's what started this rabbit hole, right? And so I was like, let me see. So I went through, did my searches and shit. You know, that means talking to ChatGPT nowadays. Y'all know how the fuck that go. And they spit out something interesting. So, fellas, what I came up with is the year of 1980 looked exactly like the year 2026. And this is in marriage rates, income, the wealth gap, and degrees. Now I'm gonna stop right there. And if I told y'all, so I have a question for each of y'all. So if I told y'all that Black America made progress over the last 40 years, but ended up in the exact same position, would you call it progress? Let's start there. Because this is a 40-year, this is literally almost 40 years on the nose, give or take. If I told you we made progress, we'd be in the same spot, would you call it progress?
I would technically call it progress because compared to the 1980s, as far as I would say the economy, we've built more things, we've got more roads. I guess economy-wise, yeah, it's better than the 1980s. But as far as family structure in the Black community, nah. Nah. Well, we improved in some areas. We made direct and indirect sacrifices in other areas.
Okay. I like it. Mufasa, what you think, bro?
Well, I'll say off the rip that, yeah, didn't much really improve. I would say I was standing, number one, it depends on what we're comparing it to.
Okay.
You know, one thing we like to do is we always like to compare it with other people of America, and they're growing also, right?
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, so it's like, are we comparing our place amongst people in America? That's my question, because like, well, yeah, you can show improvement, but we didn't pass up any other ethnic groups. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, you know, it looks from the stats, it looks like we haven't improved, but we've improved with the country. I'll say in conjunction with the country, but it looks exactly the same because we're in the same position in terms of the people around us.
That's solid, and I'm glad you gave me that clarity. So for the first part of the show, we're going to compare ourselves to ourselves. We're looking at what we were in 1980 and who we are in 2026. So same question to you, Josh. If we've made progress, but we found ourselves in the same position in 40 years, have we really progressed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Honestly, I'm gonna say, man, 40 years ain't a long time when you think about it. So you're going through the years. I'm gonna say yes, but it's fluctuating. It's up, down, up, down, up, down.
Right.
That's what I feel. Because you go back 40 years ago. I mean, as far as like out of the mindset, I don't feel like the mindset has changed. But then again, you feel what I'm saying? I'm a little younger, so I don't know, you know, the mindset. But you telling me that it's the same as 40 years ago, then I don't. Like I say, it's fluctuating. It's up down to me.
Right. That's a good point. And like I said, I'm definitely going to show y'all exactly what I mean, and we're going to get to it. So before I get to the first faction, we're going to go through the income, education, home ownership, marriage and family. We're going to talk about the gap. That's the swing, and wealth and homes. Then we're going to wrap this thing up. So, but before I get to even the first prompt, right? The question at the bottom of the screen, we got to tackle it. So CJ, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so the question at the bottom, we kind of answered a little bit, but it's kind of worded different. So the question I want to ask you, bro, is, are we actually better off or just positioned inside the same system? So are we better off, or are we just positioned inside the same system from 1980 to now?
Now, I'm going to say, better off. or positioned inside the same system. Nah, I think technically we in the same system, man. It's just a different look. Went from the iPhone 1 to the iPhone 16 Plus. Same shit. It look good though.
Real shit. Mufasa, what you think?
Well, me personally, I don't think we're better off than we were in than we were in 1980, just because of our environment. Think about inflation. Like I said, if you look back in everything has gotten exponentially worse. Nothing has gotten better, but I will say that it does look a lot closer. Like when you look back at 1980, you see that the what we're seeing now, it was coming. Like the black community was coming, but I don't think that we're better off. We're not the number one minority anymore. In terms of black people, I think our voice isn't as strong. We were coming out of the 70s and the 60s and the civil rights movement. So I'm thinking like, I think as a people, we're not as in good position in this system as we were in 1980.
Okay. Josh, same question. Are we better off or we just positioned in the same system?
I'll say same thing, man. Same system. It's again, like I previously said, it seems like it just keep going backwards. For some odd reason, the hump, it's like we get right there, and then we go right back down, and it's the same thing. We get there, and we go right back down, and it's dispersed across like different communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, well, in every community, kind of, sort of, it's like you just got that same dynamic. It's like everybody's not getting on the same page. Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's the same system. Yeah, it's the same system, which is crazy. Again, like I said, which is crazy because at some point you would think, we got to get it together, but it's in a peak cycle, man. It's a peak cycle.
Got you. So now with that being said, fellas, let's get into some grass. I'm going to show y'all to where it's crazy that you could be right and wrong in the same convo about the same topic. So let's get to this shit and let's start busting down some of these charts, pause, to see what y'all think, man. Because I thought this shit was super interesting myself. But we're going to look at comparing ourselves from 1980 to 2026. So let me know if y'all can see the screen, man. I'm going to blow it up, pause. Give myself, I'm going to have the entire screen so I can see it and read it. So this is income and education from 1960 compared to 2026, right? So the graph on the left shows you the bachelor's degrees by percentage. What you find is in 1980, not 60, I'm sorry, in 1980, we're at about 7.5% of black people with bachelor's degrees. In 2026, we're at 25%. Right? So these are the two areas to where we actually increased. Also, another thing you'll see is the median income. When you adjust from 1980 to 2026, we went from 42,000 to now about 57,000. What are y'all thoughts on just those numbers from what you see? So in 40 years, we kind of went up in income. Our degrees tripled and the middle class got bigger. What y'all think about that? Does that make sense?
We went up in the income, but the cost of living drastically went up.
Yep.
So it's like even if we got an increase in pay, it didn't help. It didn't have we're still not making an impact on the cost of living, or at least that increase in pay does have much of an impact on the cost of living. You still damn near got to do more than one job or pull off getting a good paying job, and that ain't too many of those just handing out golden tickets neither.
That's a fact. Mufasa, what you think, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm looking at the numbers, and like I said, it's rising, but see, it's a little tricky thing in this inflation.
Yep.
Inflation is tricky. And now I looked something up. This is AI overview. I don't know. But this thing said 42,000 in 1980 has the purchasing power of approximately $166,565 in 2026.
Now let me give you a correction. This 42,000 was corrected from the actual number. I think it was more like 24,000 in the 80s. I've already done the adjustment for you.
Okay, you did it for me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I made it 1-to-1 already. Yeah, but think about it though, Mufasa. This was crazy. When you make for the adjustment you just did again, that's only $14,000 difference in 40 years.
Yeah.
So that means from 1980 to 2026, the black family has only went up 14 grand in 40 years.
Yeah, and think about this. I can't think about 1980, but I can tell you, my father bought a 3-bedroom home in 1974 for $25,000.
Damn.
Let's just think about that.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
14. Like, I know they bought the house in 1994 for $65,000, so it'll be somewhere in between those two. In those two ranges, 94 was 65 and 74 was 25, and 14,000 raise in salary is not enough.
That shit.
So that's why I'm looking like, we've improved, but we're not in a better situation now that I'm really looking at it. Like I said, but are we proud of our improvements and achievements? Yes, but are we keeping up with America's pace?
That part. See, yeah, you cooking. We gonna get there, man. But I'm definitely gonna slow roll it. So, Josh, what you think, bro? So we kind of tripled the amount of degrees we got in 40 years. And I do apologize, y'all. That's supposed to say 1980, not 1960. I've been doing a lot today, looking at numbers all fucking day long. But that's 1980 and 2026. So we went up 3 times on our degrees, Josh. But in 40 years, we only making 14 grand more. What does that tell you?
That's telling me that either people get degrees and stuff that really ain't making no money, or they are, then I would just say mainly is if you got the degree, you should be making some money. $14,000, that's not a lot. That's nothing at all. Especially with if I'm assuming the median, if you're going by the median, there's that's 2 people in the house.
Yep.
14,000 ain't, that's nothing. It should be way more than that. So that's telling me either if somebody has a degree or only one person has to have a degree, and there's no way 2 people in the household.
Okay, so let me give you one point of clarity, Lil Josh. So what it is it's only been a difference in salary from 14 grand. So the actual number is in 2026, the average 2-family home, they're making 56,000 between the 2 salaries. Back then, it'd be 42,000. So we only went up 14K. You see what I'm saying? But it's still only $14,000 difference in a matter of 40 years. You see the point now?
Yeah. So that's even, like I said, that's even crazier. It's like, where's the slowdown coming in at? You know what I'm saying? I don't really understand where the slowdown is, but that's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy
bro.
to me.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. I just wanted to bring that out just to show y'all what we're doing. Like I said, this is just the first part of it, but I did want to let y'all know, like I said, this is how we're going to kind of walk this down in a way that makes sense. I want to go through each of our statistics that we're looking at that we always rock with, but make sure that we're doing it in a way that actually makes sense. That's the most important part for me. Like, I need for this to visually make sense. So that's the areas where we increase. Now for the next segment, I'm trying to think of where I want to go next, whether I want to take y'all to where it decreased or where it kind of got even. Let's go to income and education attainment. Let's go there next and see, because again, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down all these areas, see whether there was a growth, a decrease, or whether we stay stagnant, because I think that's going to be important to tell the story the correct way. So next up, let's take a look at home ownership and the gap between us and white folks, right? That's what we love to do. And it's cool, right? But it's something that we got to get into. So visually, what you're looking at is crazy, right? And again, this 1960 is supposed to be 1980. what you're seeing is we went from about 44.1% in 1980. There was a huge spike somewhere in the 2000s where we got to 45%, and then we dropped right back down to 44.2. That's what we did with homes. We were at about 44.1% in 1980. Now in the 2000s, it went up. And again, the graph, I had to illustrate it this way so you can really get the point. That's really only 0.8%. That's the highest increase we did, and then we dropped right back down to 44.2. That's what happened, and from 1980 to 2026, that's owning homes. Now, on the right side of this graph, you got the income gap. This is the gap between us and the percentage of white people, what they made. So back in 1980, we were at 60. We made 60% less than white folks. Now, what's crazy is in 2026, we make 61% less. So it's pretty much remained at 60% in 40 years. When you compare our income to white folks. What y'all think about that?
It's a crazy
Either
stat.
or.
It's a crazy stat. The way I'm looking at it, man, the home ownership is why we not purchasing homes because of, you know, we black. We feel like it's easier to, you know, the Section 8 thing, you know, the government assistance, or maybe there aren't any homes to purchase depending on where you are. Or you, like I said again, maybe you just don't have enough money to purchase those homes. Cause I don't think inflation was. Well, I wouldn't know, but I don't think inflation was high during
the 80s,
2000s. No, 2000s. So when you, like I said, that's where the spike is at.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have dropped like from 2000, 2010 all the way to 2020. The 2020 is understandable, but from 2000 to 2010, I don't know where, like, why would it drop like that? Like it's on a downward spiral.
There's probably a couple of things that happened. Mufas, you're on mute, bro. But there's a couple of things that happened, and I will say I definitely exaggerated the graph a little bit, because if I didn't, that graph on the left will look flat as hell. Because we're talking about a difference from 44.1% to 45% was a jump, and then it went back down to 44.2. So we talking about a percentage of a percentage is how we went up, and then we dropped back down. That's why this is still considered flat. You see what I'm saying? Because by the graph, it looks like a jump, just to show y'all that somewhere in between, so at the 20-year mark, we went up a little bit, pause, and then we dropped back down, back to where we started in 1980. But that increase isn't as big as it looks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking at the increase. It ain't too much in that.
Because it's from 0.2 to the next number, like it's 0.8% of an increase, and we drop back down another eighth. It's crazy.
And as far as the income gap, the income gap is even. It's like you said again. It's kind of flat. You know, it's not really. You know, but at the same time, once it hit the 2000s, it kind of leveled off, and it was pretty steady.
Yeah.
So for that to be, and that's 60%. That's 60% down, as you were just saying. Yeah, that's again. It's somewhere in between. Somewhere is with us. Maybe. Well, I'm not gonna say maybe, because we live it, so we see it. You know, people don't want to get jobs, then they just. I want to say you may be lazy.
Damn.
You don't really want to get no jobs like that. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no jobs around. Like I said, all this is geographic too. So depending on where you live, you know, depending on where you live, it isn't going to really be any jobs for you to get. And again, if you want to get those jobs, you're going to need something behind your name. And a lot of people don't want to go and get anything behind their name just for the sake of having it. Just for the sake of, for the future. Yeah, I probably could use this. I feel like a lot of us don't look at it as, I'd much rather have this later on in the future than be without it. And then it come back full circle, come back and bite them in the ass into like, dang, man, I got to go out here and get a certification, or I need to go out here and get, so we don't really value education as Black people.
Okay.
So I feel like that's still kind of like I ain't gonna call it a taboo. It ain't really taboo. It's more so, it's kind of looked down upon for some reason. Like, it's kind of like you look crazy. I ain't gonna say you look crazy, but it's not really, pushed. Maybe with the newer generation now, or the newer generation is kind of pushed. Like, yeah, you need to go out there and go to school. But I feel like with the previous generation too, it was also pushed. It was just like,
yo. So here's what's wild, Mufasa. Here's my question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Home ownership in 1980 is 44%, and today we right back at 44%. Do you think, like, what does that say to you, bro?
It tracks.
It tracks. Tell me why.
It makes sense to me. Because you look at the time and where it spiked. Now you look at the income and say, well, we're 61%. We haven't changed. Well, what was that spike about in 2000s? If you remember back, you remember the subprime mortgage thing. Where and this was all across America, was people who got mortgages that didn't really, they really probably didn't have no business having them. The banks was doing the adjustable rate mortgages, and they ended up getting people in mortgages they couldn't afford, if y'all remember. So what happens after the 2000s, now everything is adjusted back to where our income level is. We had an illusion that we're getting better because of what the banks were doing with the subprime mortgage. And they was taking people money, and now that they took the homes and foreclosed, and we right back to where we were in 1980. That's why I said, looking at the income, that it hasn't changed. We just couldn't see it, but it tracks. We've been at the exact same spot that we were in 1980. We just couldn't see it because more of us own homes, but they were giving us homes under these bad adjustable rates, and we had to foreclose on them. Mm-hmm. So now we're looking like, damn, we ain't in no better position now.
That part. Jay, what's good, my brother? How you?
What's good, everybody? Yeah, just
cooling. Good to see you.
Little busy work. That's all. Good to see y'all too, man.
That type shit, man. We walking down, just to catch you up real quick, brother. So the premise of the show is, I was trying to find a time in history where Black people were the closest that we were in terms of income, family, homes, home ownership, the income gap, all this good stuff. And what I found, Jay, is that 1980 matches up almost line for line. So right now, we're looking at home ownership versus our percentage gap from our income compared to white people. So what you're looking at now, Jay, on the left is home ownership. So in 1980, we're about 44%, 44.1. Then somewhere in the 2000s, so the halfway point, about 20 years in, home ownership goes up to 45%, and then it drops back down back to 44%.
All right.
So in 40 years, we're right back where we started with that. Now, here's what's interesting, Jay. When you're looking at the income gap, we were making, or white people were making 60% more than we were in 1980. And then in the 2000s, it went up 1% and it stayed consistent at 1%, at 61% from the 80s to 2026. So what does that tell you?
It's strategic.
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah. So I caught the tail end of what he was saying. I might go out, so you might have to give me some grace.
Are you good,
I
brother?
caught the tail end of what he was saying about the subprime loans. Well, all of it was predatory lending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because during those times, we were being told to get to take these loans because they were easier for us to get homes and get, to handle our housing issues. So, and banks was setting these terms extremely long because, the banks, they get paid off of our failure. So they give you these predatory loans because they only win when you fail. So it's strategic. So, it's the same as when you were going to school. Most of us were given $20,000 loans, but couldn't get a $16,000 loan for a car.
Real shit.
So you could be a teenage kid and you can't receive a loan for a car and you can't qualify to get an apartment, but you can qualify for $20,000 in funding to go to school.
Facts.
Yep.
So and I was one of those recipients because I know anybody knows Fannie Mae is like our universal enemy.
Bars, nigga.
Hey, me too.
Talk
You
that
went
shit,
along.
bro.
Me too.
Talk that shit.
So what they did, they jammed a lot of us up for the next 20 years of our life. So that's why you may see a huge dip or a standstill, because we are supposed to be the homeowners of this time. And they crippled us 20 years ago. So that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. And white people's financial situation is based on their stability and privilege. So most of them are starting out. Like I had a friend to go to the bank, and she was having problems with trying to figure out how to get enough money to put the down payment on the home. And the realtor asked her the craziest thing. He said, you don't got nobody in your family you can get $50,000 to $75,000 from?
Damn.
His average client has family members that have money dedicated to help the young siblings or the young family get homes. And that's just a privilege that Black people have not had.
Real shit.
So
that's a bar.
It's strategic.
I like it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. You're cutting in and out on us a little bit, Jay. We still got you for a little bit, pause, but you're cutting in and out a little bit. Can you hear me? Yeah, you cutting out a little bit. We know we got the grace, bro. You know the count. I know you on the move and groove. I appreciate you hitting the link. You know the count, bro. I'm gonna shift and we're gonna keep walking this down, man. Yo, AJ, you still popping in and out on us, brother. Yeah, we're gonna let him get right.
I'll be clear in just a second.
Good? Yeah, you good, brother. You good. You good, man. You good.
Area, so y'all give me a
Absolutely. So like I said, man, we're gonna keep walking this down because like you said, it's interesting. I got to shift halfway through the show. So right now we're just walking down all of the areas and what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing now. So let's keep walking this road and see where it takes us, man. So looked at home ownership. Let's go into money before family. I think I want to go there next. That'd be a good graph for us to get to. And I got some follow-up questions for y'all. All right, Jay's back with us. Perfect. We brought up this next visual for y'all, man. I said, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. That's super important, man. That's going to help us grow. Make sure you share this to somebody. This is good information, man. Like I said, every now and then, we're going to shoot the shit with y'all, but we're going to really talk about where we are as a people, to see if we can get some understanding behind these things that's real. So here's where we have the decline. This is where it gets real. So with marriage rates, in the 1980s, we were married at a clip at 48%. Now we are married at a rate of 32%. It's about 16% decrease over 40 years. And also that same income gap, again, I put these together because they do correspond in a way, right? If you're thinking about it. So what happened is over this 40 years, we were married less and the income gap increased. So we were going down in terms of being competitive. What does that say to you, Mufasa?
Yeah. Now, I do think this correlates. Yeah, this really correlates. But I do think this is where the systematic thing comes in. In the middle of 1980, we were in the thick of it. See, if you notice, it's been a trend happening since the mid 60s, because we was at 48 and Strata, if you've heard, we were in the 80s, 70s, and 80s back in the 60s.
Facts.
So in 1980, whatever was going on, we can see it was on the decline. This was about the halfway point.
Yep.
The policy and the systematic stuff. Yeah, the drugs. The drugs kind of
and mass incarceration.
Yeah, Now, to me, that was the final nail in the coffin. But if we look, something was going on in the 1980s while it was on its way down. And so in drugs, I think heroin, I think that was the start of it. Like our community was already the CIA, the COINTELPRO. I think all of that stuff was starting to take hold,
take place. Yes,
was starting to take, and the real systematic stuff was really starting to take place. That's why I think the marriage rate was heading down. Now I'm not gonna act like we ain't have nothing to do with it. Of course, we could have did better, but me personally, I just think some of the systematic stuff that was put in place, that it was starting to take. It was the new systematic. It wasn't slavery, but it was the blind stuff we couldn't see. They was learning how to use the civil rights movement and some of this stuff against us. With some of this stuff like, hey, don't have you to get this assistance. Don't have a man nowhere around you. Like I said, giving people, like I said, it's just a lot of different things. I think at that point, the decline was starting to happen.
That's a fact. I like it. Good analysis. I fuck with it. Anybody else got any opinions on what they're looking at? I see my brother Josh join. We got the little homie Josh and the bro Josh. Both are on the bros, but y'all know the count. What's up, Josh? Brother Josh. I'm gonna call you brother Josh, and I'm gonna say little Josh for the other one, so we keep y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? So we can know who we talking about. What's up, bro Josh? You on mute.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you see the grab, brother?
Yeah. I see it.
Yeah, so I was just telling them, I was letting them know that now we're looking at the year 1980 to the year 2026, and we're comparing it because statistically speaking, based on my research, these are the 2 years where us as Black people seem to be the closest, and there's a 40-year difference, right? Which is interesting. So right now, we went over where we increased. Now we at where we started to decrease, right? So now we're talking about marriage structure. So if you're looking from the year 1980, we were at 48% marriage at a marriage clip. Then in 2026, we dropped down to 32%. And I got the income gap. Although the income gap looks like it's consistent, I put the money next to the marriage because that's kind of how we think about it in these convos. So if you notice, from 1980, we were at a 60% gap between us and the counterparts. And then in 2026, it went up 1%. So we're getting married less, and the gap increased during the same time. What do you think about that, Josh? Brother Josh?
I mean, damn. I mean, so far as with the failing in marriage, I mean, bro, with the rise of, just.
I know. It's one of these topics, bro. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, bro. Like it's so much going in my head right now. So it's like I'm sort of trying to choose like which lane to go down. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all I call like a systematic failure because it's not like this shit is happening on its own. It's not like the community is being edged down a certain path. You know what I'm saying? Because again, bro, like that don't make no sense. How there's literally no growth, not only in marriage, but just so far just our economic status as a whole, bro. That shit is crazy. Like again, how the hell you got most of the athletes are like probably 80% Black, and they're millionaires, but still it's like I don't know. It's just, just the math ain't matching to me, bro.
I feel it. That makes sense. I'm gonna come back to you with the question at the bottom of the prompt, and I'm gonna get Sean's input on where we at right now in the convo. Sean, what's good, my brother? You on mute?
Good, bro. How y'all feeling?
What's good? Good, brother. How you?
Good, bro. I'm good.
Shit, good to see you, man. So we at the decline part of the convo, bro. Based on what you're seeing on the screen, I guess you can do both. You can walk with you, Sean. So what we're seeing is a decrease from 1980 to 2026 in the marriage rate from 48% to 32%. But the income gap, when you compare us to white folks, it went up a percentage over those same 40 years. So we went to 61% of a gap between us and our counterparts, and we were married at about a 16% less of a clip in 40 years. Mm-hmm. So take that data that you're seeing, and the question I got for you is the one at the bottom, Sean. Did the family break down because of the economy, or did the pressure break the family?
If I had to choose between those two, I would
Uh-huh.
say the economy.
Okay.
I would have to say that between those two, I would say women having more bread, men maybe having less bread for whatever reasons, whether it's being incarcerated, whether no matter what it's about. I think and I think women having more bread and having more upward mobility and shit like that. I think that gives you options as opposed to grandma who may not have had as many options or had as much leverage to leave.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. That's a bar. That's a bar. Tiff, what's up with you? How you doing, Tiff?
Hey, baby brother. I had to hop up and show you some love. Hey, Sean. How are you?
Appreciate it.
What's up, Big Tiff?
What's going on? Hey, y'all. Hey,
Tiff
y'all.
in the building.
Going
Tiff
on,
in the
Tiff?
building. Yeah, you with the guys. We appreciate you, Tiff. So how long you been watching, Tiff? You caught me from the beginning or you just popped in on me?
I just tapped in, but I heard what you said about the stats, and that's concerning.
Ain't
So
it?
the income went up, but the marriage still went down.
Oh, so the income gap between us and white folks went up, and then the marriages went down. Now, what I did, Tiff, is I found a year that was the best comparative to where we are now. Because a lot of times we talk about these numbers, how I go on the internet. It's always pull yourself from the bootstrap. Y'all ain't doing enough, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, let me find a time in history that could probably point us to the next 10 or 20 years, right? And so what I found, number for number, a lot of what was happening in the year 1980 mirrors 2026. But now we're going into, first, we're comparing who we were in 1980 to who we are in 2026. And I got another little, trick bag that I'm gonna put y'all in a little later, but I know y'all can handle it, right? So question at the bottom of the screen, Tiff. Did the family break down because of the economy, or did the pressure from what's going on around us break the family over these 40 years? What do you think broke us most?
I think it's the pressure.
Pressure?
I think that we would love to believe that our grandparents had a whole bunch of money, like inflation, yes. A lot of our grandparents had what do you call it? Manufacturing jobs. Your grandmother might have did like day labor. It's not like they had degrees. You know what I mean? That was far and few and in between. So it wasn't the money. It's something else shifted. And I think it was the pressure of outside influences. I think maybe drugs. I think culture changing. That more than the money affected us.
I like
because
that.
if we see in 1980, then you can't even bring the food stamp conversation in because that had been already introduced.
Right.
So like labor, like when men lose their jobs, then it's stressful, but that's an outside influence coming in. Like I'd love to see when did warehouse and manufacturing take a big hit, and I bet that's going to coincide with some of the family structure breaking down.
Fire point. I knew I gave y'all the link for a reason, man. Y'all, I love my people, man. I got my smart folks on the panel tonight, man. I fuck with y'all. Jay, you with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What you think about the question at the bottom, bro? Did the family break down because of the economy, or did the pressure break the family? What you think, bro?
I'm gonna piggyback off what she said, but I would like to also piggyback off what the gentleman Sean said before that. It really is both. And you can't say one without the other because, like she mentioned, when the male lost his job, especially when the manufacturing boom was on its decline, part of it was the money. Part of the stress was the money because women weren't really the largest workforce at that time. They was just beginning to be a part of the largest workforce. So they were still coming from up under that feminism movement where they was trying to become independent. And prior to that, they had a hard time separating from men because they couldn't get loans to get houses. So it's very strategic in its cause because, at the same time, the war on drugs, which was the war on black people, because black and brown people was the greatest people that suffered during that time. So it's strategic from all angles, and especially like she mentioned, from the outside, and like Sean mentioned, they attacked us family-wise, the core-wise, and then they attacked us on the money tip. Because I have a mother that, like most of y'all, was working during that time, was barely making $2.25 an hour. Let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what job they was doing, from factory jobs to working in nursing, doing CNA, whatever the case may be. It paid nowhere near as the amount it pays today. So you got the beginning of the war on drugs. You have drugs themselves. Then you have many of our vets coming home from the Army strung out, and they were some of our top tier individuals in the community. So you have your most educated people being affected by drugs. So what does that do? It affects the money coming into your community.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can't say one without the other, and I totally agree with what everyone's saying, but we can't separate the two. It's the money, the family structure, and the pressure that causes the money and the family structure to crumble.
And I want to let it breathe.
Yeah.
But to what he's saying, what happened in 2026, in 2025? In 2025, how many Black women lost those jobs in order for them to be
over 230,000?
Over 300,000 on the low end. They're saying about 600, and Black unemployment at this point is at 8%. So if we had the same
highest it's been
in 1980, and now another economic dip in 2026, the math is mathing.
Okay.
It's the economy. What they say is the economy, stupid.
I like it. I like it. I got one more visual because I know y'all's popping in and out at different times. This is going to bring the full scope of what we saw from 1980 to 2026 in one graph form, and then I'm going to pivot, and I got some bonus questions, but it's about to get good. Let's see the overall picture and the overall tale first, though. I think I want to go here. Yeah, this one will be a good one to show y'all. Let me get y'all take on this. So what you're looking at is pretty much a snapshot of everything that was going on with the breakdown, the ups and the downs for those that were still coming in. So what you see is what's clearly improving from these same time periods that are similar. The income has a steady upward trend. The education had an upward stroke. But the individual progress is real, but it's individual. Now, what remained flat? The income gap was flat at about 61%. Home ownership, flat as well. And the unemployment ratio was still 2 times that. That's something I didn't show you on the graph, right? But we have stayed consistently at 2 times unemployed at the rate of our white counterparts from 1980 to 2026. Now, what declined? The marriage rates. This is the steepest negative trend on the board. So this is a snapshot of everything and kind of how these two stats, although looking like a 1-to-1, this is what we increased, decreased, and stayed the same. Lead us up for 2 more seconds. I'm going to ask y'all the bonus question based on what we're seeing. But this is just a snapshot of everything we just went over. I want to make sure everybody on the same page. Y'all good?
Yeah.
I bet. Now, here's the curveball. Let me take that off the stage. Move that. Bring y'all back up because I need to see some faces for these answers. It's about to get real. So here's my curveball question. Here's my bonus question that I threw in while I was making this all up, right? If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, are we measuring progress wrong? And I'm going to start with, let's start with CJ first. We're going to go round robin. And here's the bonus question. So if the numbers say we improved, but the outcomes didn't change, are we measuring our progress wrong? Yes or no, and why?
If the numbers say we improve, now I'm gonna say we just feeding ourselves lies or just believing the lies we're being fed.
Okay.
That's what I think that is. Because just because some numbers made by the same motherfuckers that created the system saying that we improved don't mean we really improved. It's just what they saying. Now let me get like 200 Black scholars to really do these numbers from every state and have them to come together and then put them numbers out for real. I bet you won't say the same thing. Nah, that's just bullshit that they feeding us.
Okay. Mufasa, same question. If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, Are we measuring progress wrong?
Absolutely, Strata. You hit it right on the head. We're measuring this whole thing wrong.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the trade-off isn't worth it. See, what happened is while we were sitting there doing this, they were destroying our black power base, our family. See, that's not worth the trade-off of a couple dollars and you letting us, now y'all can go to school and get and learn what we put in the books. See, we got to understand the bigger picture here. We were so much stronger together. Together, we the ones that made these movements. So at the end of the day, I think we made a trade. I think the trade-off really wasn't worth it. And we need to understand us individually getting material things in our houses, Mike, in cars, we riding good, and we able to say that, hey, we got something. It doesn't mean as much if we're not together as families. Think about the time we had big families, Strata. We had big families that led the civil rights movement, and we got away from that. I'm not saying have as many kids or whatever is that, but what I am saying is our black power base was our family, and we let it decline. So we have to take some accountability and say that this has been our problem, and the trade-off wasn't worth it.
I like it. Before we go there, let me pause. Let me say what's up to the homeboy. What's up, TK? What's good with you, brother?
Hey, bro, can you hear me on this?
Yeah, I get you, bro.
Man, I need to get this shit set up another time, bro. But yo, I love the conversation. Keep going, bro. I'm gonna try to work this out real fast. I ain't really sure how to get all this going right now.
Already, you good, brother. Take your time. We're going to keep going round robin style. So, we on you, Jay. If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, are we measuring progress correctly? Or are we measuring it wrong? Are we measuring progress wrong?
One word, Doge. Anybody remember that?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
So they say people lie, but numbers don't lie. But I beg to differ. The people that are controlling the numbers are lying. The same ones that tell you that are padding the numbers.
Exactly.
So just like the congresswoman that told them they had until March 3rd to produce the documents to see why we was always synonymous with being unemployed, even though we have some of the, same degrees, if not higher than our counterparts. And why is our best worse than their least? You understand what I'm saying? So in so many words, they can get hired straight out of high school, entry-level positions and move up in less than 5 years. But we could have MBAs and told that we got to work for minuscule amounts of money that won't even help you pay your loans back. So they wouldn't need specialized, they wouldn't need to create special bills to accommodate those who are not making the money that they spent to go to school for, if you feel where I'm coming from. So it's a lot of information that's out there right now that they still currently haven't answered yet. So I'm still waiting on the report for the unemployment rates for Black people right now. I'm still looking for it. We haven't received it yet. So that's needless to say that they're pushing the numbers to keep us in the dark.
I like it. Brother Josh, same question. If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, are we measuring progress wrong?
I mean, you got to understand, what standard you're using. And, basically everybody said before me, man, if we using their standard, then we already rigged and doomed to fucking fail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, and then even when you look at it, me and Junior was talking about it earlier when we were talking about basically just the highest paid ethnicity.
Uh-huh.
And what's crazy is the African Americans are literally second to the bottom. Wow, you know who on the top, bro?
Asians.
He froze. Yeah, we got the answer for you. He froze mid thought.
It's cool. It's cool.
Right. We know.
We got you.
Yeah, we
like,
got you, bro.
oh, okay, my bad, bro. I'm walking outside, bro, but because my kid being loud, but bro, it's like,
Shout
bro,
out to
it's like,
nephew.
but bro, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, shit is like, we have to find a way to, like, it's cool to have.
Damn, we lost you again, bro. You gotta get back to the crib. I know the nephew Javi gonna
Well,
turn
that
up,
that
but
that
hey,
that country Wi-Fi crazy.
yeah,
Ah, shit, bro. I'm in Akron, man. Shit.
yeah. Same thing.
You think it'd be better?
Same thing.
But
What were you
nah,
saying,
bro.
brother? I'm gonna let you finish your thought. What were you saying?
But man, I done lost my train of thought.
I feel you. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like you said, man. Trust me, we need more ways to get back in this convo because I'm about to shift gears again for real. It's gonna fuck y'all up on some real shit. So, Sean, you with us, brother?
Yes, my bad.
Are you good? No, you good, brother. So same question I was asking before. If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, are we measuring progress wrong? That's the question.
Yeah, because I think that that schematic, I think it cherry picks all of the factors. It doesn't include all of the factors. It really doesn't. So it doesn't tell the whole story, because we can attribute it to so many different things, partially. Just I mean, because one of the main things is just that sentiment towards marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The sentiment is just different. As it gets diluted from generation to generation, and as we learn what we see as lessons from a previous generation, where daddy or granddaddy got the belt to his ass, you know what I'm saying? Divorce, we feel like he got a raw deal, or women feel like, mom was mistreated or grandma was mistreated for too long, and she ain't got to take that shit. Also, us feeling like having the illusion of options, you know what I'm saying? Because we can just scroll. I can just pick my phone up and just do this and scroll, and it feels like I got options. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody responded to my DM, or every time I post something, they posting heart eyes, I got some type of motion. So now I'm not just relegated to dating chicks in my proximity, my high school, my neighborhood, my college. Now it's like I got a plethora of vaginal options. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now it ain't just me, Josh. It ain't just us giving our girl the compliments. It's Big Mufasa 6'4" ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, man. So the options, the exposure, like it's so different.
Good shit.
Our neighborhood has been extended to at the very least be nationwide. At the very least. So you got that. You got mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? You got family values just being diminished in general. You know what I'm saying? Because like what is the value of being married? Like we could have that debate. What's the value of being married versus having a life partner? Like what's the value of that? If I don't want the government in my business. Also, you know what I'm saying? If people have different religions, maybe they don't want to be a part of that American marital system. So I just think it just doesn't take a lot of things into consideration. It really doesn't. And my bad, my last thing.
You good?
People, and this kind of doubles down on what I said before, but I do feel like people were married exponentially more often out of necessity then. Now, with the way that what niggas president is doing right now, it's getting back to necessity in terms of, you know what I'm saying? But it's out of necessity, because what else they gonna do?
Real shit.
You know
I like it. Oh, when y'all see me do this, don't think I'm crazy as hell. This webcam keeps following my motions, and it be fucking me up sometimes. I'll be getting dizzy. But we still in this, bitch. You heard me? I ain't tripping. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're going to keep going. Tiff, same question. If the numbers say we improve, but the outcomes don't change, are we measuring our progress wrong?
I think we're measuring wrong.
Okay.
The super cousin Sean, I named y'all the supers. He started off real super, like, then he brought back down and like, that's my cousin. So on that, that's my cousin. Like one, we can just be honest. A lot of the bros is not going down and registering. And if you look at the number one religion that's growing for Black men, is the brothers. They're not going to go get a marriage certificate, so that's not going to show up. You have a lot of people that have decided, like, we can be together forever, but I'm not going to go down here and put my name on anything and wrap myself up. So I think if we start looking at how many people that we know that have been in relationships for 20 plus years, but they never legally got married, I think if we roll those people up into traditional state marriage license, it probably exceeds. Because I see a lot of brothers being way more righteous, that they're not going into that kind of setup. On top of when we're talking about marriages, as a traditionally married person, that our wedding anniversary was last weekend and birthday's tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The benefit for us was different. Like if you're trying to get a tax write-off and legal reasons, but I absolutely understand like some people, it's a completely different opportunity now where you can go and get a lawyer, get things written out to where you never have to do that type of official marital status. So I don't even think we have the proper data. I think the data that we have is wrong.
That's a fact. I like it. Josh is going through the back rows. He just texted me the little homie Josh texted me. He going in and out. So I got a question for y'all. This is open style before I get to the next segment of this. If we're measuring wrong, what's the right way to measure? Anybody can answer. If we're measuring it wrong, because we kind of all agree on that, what's the better way to measure this?
I think we need to take a true assessment. Like out of all the brothers on here, I know Mufasa's married. You're in a long-term relationship. Shauna's been married. I'm married. So if there's, I don't know the other gentlemen, but I've already listed out of 7 people. Okay, so that's 5. So what is that? Over 80% of us are either married or been married.
Yep, Josh definitely did too. Yeah, my brother Josh was married.
So in that, so are we looking at the reality, or are we looking at what these people are telling us?
The study could be old. How relevant is the study?
Right.
Good point. Good point.
It could be.
I love it.
It could be old data.
Like so Jay, let me get Jay answer, and I'll come to you, Mufasa. So Jay, what do you think is a better way for us to measure our progress?
Because of the vastness of our culture, that's going to be hard without having outside influence, because there's no real way that, we can do a blind study and, you could just go around in your community and ask 100 people like Bob Barker and them. But for the most part, I think we're going to have to demand that new studies are done by qualified professionals who are already indulging, but for us to have a different breakdown and be a part of the conversation prior to the data being put out.
Got it. I like that one. That's a good one.
More of an open forum type of thing.
Okay. Mufasa, what you got, bro? You got a better standard, a better way to measuring and looking at this thing?
Well, I think it's going to be 2 things we're going to have to start measuring. If that might give us a better snapshot when we're doing better. One thing, we're going to have to find a way to measure our families and our togetherness of our families and ownership. Like we have to have more ownership stake, whether it is creating our own businesses, buying properties, whatever we can do. We can see that things are becoming exponentially harder. So I'm thinking we're going to have to focus on the ownership piece of it in order for us to improve, right? I mean, because I'm looking at the numbers, our next generation is going to have to actually focus on ownership and, togetherness and family. Now, however that look, because Sean does have a good point in terms, and Sean and Tiff, in terms of all of it might not be on paper, but can we at least foster a healthy relationship to the point where we can come together, especially as men and women, and own some things,
right?
Get some assets going here. However we do it, or even brothers, however we come, we got to come together and try to get more stake and ownership. So I think when we start measuring that, And I think that improves, and we do a little bit better with, like I said, in the family structure. I think we'll improve as a community.
I like it. I like it. Now for the shift. Y'all know I had to throw some curveballs in this shit because, again, I got y'all up here. This panel was cultivated this way for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got y'all up here for this reason. So let's get into the curveball, because this is the part when I went down a rabbit hole that was interesting. And I'm going to just say interesting. I'm going to show it to you all, and then I'm going to get y'all opinion on this. So far we was looking at ourselves, right? Which was cool. But here's where it starts to look a little crazy. So when you track our progress and you compare it to our white counterparts, the ham sandwiches, right? What's the first thing that pops out in y'all brain from looking at these two? Now, keep in mind that the red is black people and the black is white people.
Of course.
What are y'all seeing? Mm-hmm.
Of course.
The variants are the same. Like the disparity is flat, but the variants are pretty much the same. You can see whenever there's but we know when they get the cold, we get pneumonia.
Yeah, because they control they control the economy.
Right.
I like it. Anybody else? What y'all getting from this?
I think off the bat, I'm just getting the fact that nothing has changed. You know, that means whatever we've been doing so far, trust me, systematically, nothing has changed. So when we look at this, it's like we're gonna have to do something as a people ourselves to get us out of it. This ain't gonna be nothing anybody can outside influence can do for us, because
nobody's coming.
This is what I'm
nobody's coming.
Look at this. As far as this, nobody's coming to help us. Nothing has changed, and we're gonna have to find a way to get ourselves out of this.
I like it. One thing I found interesting was the homeownership. I found a couple of things interesting, but I wanted to point that out to y'all. Is that it seems like, well, no. Yeah, that is worth pointing out, right? So it seems like we rose for a little bit in the 2000s, and we came right back to our 44%. But the white people seem to, in that same time frame, went from 65% home ownership to above 70. They increased while we slightly decreased. But like y'all said, and what y'all pointed out, is that the separation in these two graphs shows this gap that people online like to misrepresent and misconstrue. But I wanted to get y'all to kind of speak to that. Like, what do y'all think about the gap?
Well, let me ask you: is that when you said when the dip happened? Is that when subprime lending came in? Because I guarantee you that's when, because they didn't get the same subprime. So when people started in homes that they never qualified for, our loan system is different. So you're gonna see the dip because they had a lot of people buy more house than they could afford, horrible loans, poor financial literacy. Like, I can guarantee you that boom that happened, the housing boom affected more Black people than we really want to be honest about.
Okay. Yeah. That's a bar. I like it. I should have got some detractors up here just to spin it. But I love this, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I got some of my people from Discord. We got people that I grew up with back home. Bro, was like, this is a healthy mixture, and I like it because now we can really talk through it and analyze it for what we're seeing. So I do appreciate all y'all being here again, man. It means a lot for the convo. So now, shout out to TK. He said, Tiff, own it. It did. We got to hit the hardest pause. That shit sounded crazy. That's one of my coworkers, man. He loved the show, bro. He be tapping in with me. That was his first time camming up. So I do want to talk about that gap, right? So after 40 years of progress for us and for them, why is the gap still exactly where it started? And anybody can answer this because I don't want to, we're kind of like-minded people. So I want to open it up more dialogue for these next few questions. Why is the gap still exactly where it started?
Because the powers that be are owned by the people that don't look like me. That's why. That's why. Like, I don't like trying to talk like I got a fucking PhD, bro. Like, the powers that be don't look like me, bro. That's why.
The elder James Brown said, "Living in America."
and it's two of those. It's two Americas, and this is what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're seeing what white America can afford to do and still survive and be able to make it, and then we're seeing what Black America has been trying to do, which really we're suffering through and just merely surviving. Like I had conversations with people years ago. I said some of us as Black people step back as if we're advancing to the point where we feel as though we're not being crippled by the things that are hurting the majority crowd. You can't do that because you can't judge the rest of us by an anomaly. Like if one of you here are uber successful, it would be idiotically of you to say, well, I'm gonna leave those problems for them, because ultimately what happens is it backfires. Chickens come home to roost. So when you're up, you separate yourself. And this is where the damage happens. You know what I'm saying? Because the terms each one teach one is us allowing us to help ourselves. So no one else is responsible for bringing us up. Like here in where we live at.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I think I counted like roughly like 10 African Americans that may have been millionaires, that may have salaries where over a course of 10 years, they may make $1 million, you know? So I consider them to be somewhat of a millionaire, because some of us, it takes our whole lives to become a millionaire. So with us having a quarter or higher of our community being in poverty, 10 people can't help 6,000. You understand what I'm saying? But as to our counterparts, their poverty rates were like 5 to 8%. So that means that 3,500 people can help 300 poor white individuals. You understand what I'm saying? So for us, there is not enough success that comes back or stays around that helps build that power structure up, which is the kids and the adults coming behind you. You understand what I'm saying? So many people got this idea that once I make it, I'm not a part of that crowd anymore, and they get humbled very quickly as success dwindles over time.
That last statement was a big one.
Jay. Hey,
Motherfuckers
Jay.
think they above.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, and what's interesting, bro, just to let you know, the brothers and sisters you see, man, we're all in Discord. Most of them been on YouTube. They all got their YouTube shows, panels, and we chopping about these things a lot. That's why it was important for me to bring up my brothers from back home. You know what I'm saying? Just so that we can hear what happens when the homies and the brothers that I rock with on the internet can, mesh with the people that aren't really what we call talking points. That's what you call them on Jay. So on YouTube, we call them talking points. So I fuck with your perspective, and that's why I had to send you the link, because I was curious to see how our responses would either be similar or different. But that's a dope perspective. And one thing I found, Jay, real quick before I let the others go, bro, there was a word. So it was like a 3-hour video I found, and it was talking about everything that happened in 1980, right? All the events. And one word popped up to me, Jay. The word back then was called a buppie, Buppie. And what it was in the 80s, they had a word for white people called a yuppie. That was when you was young, urban, professional, something, right? But what happened was those that, to your point earlier, they had kind of increased a little bit. They seemed to have, quote unquote, all the answers while being separated from the lower class. But also during this time, Jay, black people were doing the same thing. Those that got away had so many opinions from afar. Right? And so I just wanted to see from those of us that's been on the internet, my Discord family, like my brothers and sisters, do you think we still have buppies around in 2026?
Yes and no, but I gotta push back on if the numbers are the same, the numbers are the same. So even with black success or people becoming more successful, those education and those degrees, they were yielding the same results. So it's not as if those people got left behind, because again, my grandparents were folks that did not, or my great grandparents, second and third grade education. My grandparents had education, my parents had education, and I'm the third. So our family is still very much intact. I think what happened more than anything, and I can say this is an issue in our family, people left their hometowns and never went back home. So
that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to.
That's
what I'm referring to. Because I came back. Because I'm here now.
Sitting.
Yeah.
That land is sitting. Those homes are there. A lot of us migrated to jobs, and that you kind of wash it out. It's like, okay, you got a good job, but you would have been able to have a house and paid for on land that you owned. What did we get? But I don't think I think I'm above it. I think you don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
Absolutely. And to that point, that's exactly what I was referencing. Many of them don't know because you get in your prime years, which is 18 to 35. And that's what happened here. Many of them in the 18 to 35 said, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. That cripples the economy. Why? Because you are the gas station employee. You're the front desk clerk at the local hospital, or you are an administrator at the local school. When you leave, there's no one to take that position. So what they do, they invite people outside of the neighborhood. So that changes the dynamic of the economy, because if they invite people outside the neighborhood, where does the taxes go when they leave?
Back to their
so they come here and work, and then they go back to where they live and spend their money.
Yeah.
So the 18 to 35 prime years of your life is when you're supposed to be graduating school, becoming a professional. If you don't graduate school, go to trade school, get your certification. Like right now, we have maybe 3 plumbers tops in the community of 17,000 people.
Yeah.
So we have no tradesmen. So nobody here to fix your plumbing. Very few people here to fix your heating and air conditioning. So what happens is we call people from outside the neighborhood to solve our problems internally. So if you have the knowledge and you leave and you don't come back, other people don't get to indulge in that knowledge that you have that you can share. So the new term for the Buppies now, I say, is gatekeepers. You know it, but you're not teaching nobody else.
I like it. I like it. Anybody else want to add on to that? We cooking now. Y'all good?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in terms of the Buppies. I think that it's a version of that still here.
Okay.
You know, I'm one of those that I think we should listen to all black people. I mean, my thing is they got to understand not to be so arrogant. Understand where you came from. Understand, hey, you were one of those that made it out. I mean, hey, that's great. We're proud of you, but there's also, you know, like I said, don't be so hard on your sisters and brothers who ain't made it out, who still trying, who still striving, and sometimes get caught up in the rigmarole of drugs. You know what I mean? Get caught up. Look, you know, I think that historically we are compassionate people into our own, and I think we're losing that here recently. You know, and maybe since 1980, we're starting to lose that. And maybe that goes to us, you know, not being together. Like he said, people moving away. I'm in the same situation, Strada. You, like I said, you know, I was up in the city of Virginia, but I came back because my folks own land here, and out of the siblings, ain't nobody else coming back to take care of this but me.
Right.
You know, and I've known this for the last 10 to 15 years, and you look around like, okay, so I guess I do have to go back and take care of stuff. Because when you see your folks getting older, you start realizing like, oh snap, you start seeing the generations die out, and this is how you lose land. Because because hey, I did it too. I graduated and got the degree and went to the city and bought a house and made the money, but I had to realize something was bigger than that. Because I got some folks that created some stuff down here, and if I just think about myself, this stuff gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. So. Like I said, it's kind of a catch-22. It's kind of a catch-22. You want to go out there and do for yourself and kind of make your own mark. But the question is for us, are we willing to lose what our ancestors have built for it to make our own mark? And I understand the tug of war because I had it too. It's a strong, tough tug of war, man. But, some of us got to make that sacrifice. And I don't fault people who say, I got to just go plant my own flag. But I'll just say somebody gonna have to go back and make sure that you keep somebody
gotta do this. That's a fact.
Somebody gotta go back and make sure you keep that land too. The land that your grandfather made, so we keep that too. That's the way we grow our wealth in our land.
So now we into the gap part of the conversation. Again, this is open round robin style. My next question for this quote unquote gap. If both groups, quote unquote, improved at the same time and rate, was it designed for the gap to ever close?
I don't think so.
Okay, tell me why.
Because if I am the power structure and the economic structure and I'm the economic leader, it's not in my best interest to be on the same level as those that I need to fulfill my dreams, to fulfill, my business ventures. And it just doesn't make sense if you're the VP to pay your bottom worker the same as you would pay a CEO. Like, it just don't make sense. It just don't make sense because it's a capitalist America. So the ideal of everybody eating equally is socialism. And that's not what we have. We don't have a socialist economy. Nor do we have a socialist government or state. So no, it's strategic.
Okay. Anybody else? Y'all think it was designed to close?
I don't think so. I think they got their head start, and America's working exactly how it is. Yeah, how it is. We gonna have to make the best of it and try to incrementally improve. But understand, they started. You know how they put you ahead and then tell you to take off. And yeah, we ain't really closed the gap. So they started ahead of us, and this is how it's going.
I don't think Black folks is very real with themselves. If you have 400 years of free labor, there's a brother, and I'm going to find the video where he talks about every 10 years what compacted interest looks like. And he literally, like, he's giving the case for reparations, but he's saying in 10 generations what a family can make. And we literally have had 10 generations where we were not even able to make any type of profit. If we're going to be very honest, if we keep trying to stack ourselves up to, at best, a 1965 stat of the civil rights, and we still understand the 1994 crime bill and criminalization. So let's say from 1998 to 2026, and then in 2025, you get slapped down, damn your degree, damn what you did. Like, we got to be very real with the structure that we're even trying to play in. You playing in a rigged system. Like, yeah, we running a race, but I got a brick on me, and you running free. On top of when they say ready, set, go, you getting a whole minute start, and we in a what? Like, we're not running the same race. So we got to stop even comparing ourselves to them, because if I'm comparing to you and you had a 400-year head start and I'm anywhere near you, nigga, I'm up.
Right.
I'm up. Right. I'm up. I should be nowhere near you. I shouldn't be competing nowhere near you. My stats should be nowhere near you. I'm up.
I like it. Now, based on what we're seeing, right? I want to focus in a little bit on the wealth, homes, and the economic part of this shit, right? If income goes up, but ownership doesn't, are we building wealth or are we sustaining life at this point? What are we doing right now? Like, what are we doing? Are we building or sustaining right now? What do y'all think?
Surviving.
We're surviving. I like that. Why you say surviving?
Because to sustain would at least mean that you are increasing and maintaining. We're not even maintaining, because a lot of times you see exponential drops all around. So we're not consistent enough to be compared to sustaining. We just surviving. We living through it.
I like it. Anybody else? Y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing right now in 2026? What are we doing as a people? We building, we sustaining, we surviving. What y'all think we doing?
All three of the above.
Damn. At the same time.
Well, yeah. On the stage with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Black men that are building. But I also know that it's some brothers that's sustaining. And I also know it's some brothers that they barely hanging on.
Yeah.
That's a bar. I like it.
I'm 2 out of 3. I'm betting 2 out of 3.
We'll take it. Mufasa, what you think, bro? What we doing?
Well, I think as of right now, this generation, I just say that, look, the best I can see, just hope to sustain it, because we got to understand here in the next 15 years, the boomers are gonna be gone. and it's a lot of wealth with them. You know, so my thing is imperative with us, especially me being a child of a boomer. The guy, damn it, I'm gonna keep this shit.
Yeah.
We're not gonna lose what we got. We ain't losing what we got. It's one thing to, of course, I know I want to build on it, but like I said, the biggest thing for me is like, man, I gotta find out how to keep this, man. You know, I gotta find out how to keep what we have, the property and the businesses that we have, because without that, what do we have to build upon? You know, so you know, like I said, some of us do it. Like I said, and my thing is, be happy with what you got, because a lot of it's not even nothing where it's big and huge. It can be something small. You know, it can be your family name. Right. I had one of them fathers say, look, man, whatever you do in life, don't mess up my name. I'm naming you after me. Right.
So you got to hold the name up.
Yeah, regardless of what you do, even if you're a working man and you work for somebody, you have integrity, you know, you start a family, you be a good man or whatever it is. Everybody don't have to be an owner, but I just think we gotta, and another thing too, like I said, we gotta get back into the good book, Trotter. You know, we talk about that. We gotta, you know, try to be a little more spiritual and especially men, and follow something so the women can follow us. Because so many brothers, they don't believe in nothing. You know.
I like it. Now, before we go any further, I do want to stay with this concept real quick. I got a video loading from an episode of Real Talk with the Bros. Me and my brother, we reviewed this yesterday, but I thought it's important. Me and Josh, we talked about it a little bit more, and we came up. We're gonna let the other brothers know, man. We're gonna start having more financial meetings, more so than we had before. So that's something I look forward to. But while this is loading, let me see if I can actually click the video file versus wait for it to load. It might share and play faster. Let's see if I can find it. But if not, I can explain it and we can get the same outcome. Let's see what we got, man.
So our father passed away, and now my siblings is fighting over the insurance policy and things of that nature, right? So let me break it down to you. One, my father has 5 kids. I am the youngest of 5, and I had no clue he had me down as his beneficiary, right? Because it's my first time dealing with something like this. So, in his will, he made sure that I was in charge of the trust, so I can't just give money out, right? Even for myself. So, with this being said, my siblings is fighting over them being able to spend the money in the trust on their personal, things they have going on. But it clearly states anybody unmarried or unwed cannot get no money. It clearly states if you are unmarried, no husband, no wife, the money goes to the kids. The kids have to be jail-free, drug-free, college, or entrepreneur to get only $10,000 to start their business. He gives them in the insurance policy, in the trust, you only get $50,000 for a house, and that's it. In the trust, it has over $2 million. For me, you know when he left me? Nothing, and I'm not mad at it, because I'm not married. And because I had kids out of wedlock, I don't get no money. All of the money that was going towards me go towards my kids. I have no issue with it. Me and my father discussed this when he was alive. He broke it down to me. He's trying to break generational curse and habits. So even though me and him was the closest, he told me straight up, I have to make an example with you, because if I start off with you, nobody else can complain. So when he passed away, nobody got a red cent. Nothing, me included. Now, I have my own insurance policy on him. I suggested to everybody else they did that, to do that, and they didn't do it. Now, when he passed away, I ended up with a $2 million policy payout. They feel I should pay them. I'm not. When I told everybody 15 years ago it's only going to cost $200 to $500 a month to get $1 million policy on the pops, they didn't listen to me. Now that I've done it and it paid off, I'm not sharing with you Negroes.
What are y'all thoughts on that, man?
I think
What are y'all thoughts?
I think he's right. We were talking about this in the Discord. Just in the sense of, even if you have elders, there's a certain number of life insurance that you can get and never have to have that person know, and they never have to take a physical. And I think it's like less than 10. If everybody in your family put 10K on the elder and that person was on their way out, everybody 10K up. Life insurance literally is what levels most people's families up. And he did the right thing. On top of, his father didn't leave him any money. The money that he's getting, he paid separately. On top of, I love that the father left an expectation not only for his children, but for the children's children. That's legacy. And now they have an expectation of how to live and how to move. And I have this much capital as long as I am under what y'all call it, the program of my grandfather. So he's got a program not only for his wife, his children, but their children. To me, that's legacy. How could you knock it?
Okay, I like it. Anybody else? What y'all thoughts?
I like it, Strada. You know I like it. You know, I mean,
Tell
look,
me more.
You know, look, I like it, man. I like the whole sentiment because, and this is one thing, man. Look, stop thinking your parents supposed to leave you money. Your parents supposed to leave you an opportunity, something to pass down. Because guess what? Some of that stuff's supposed to survive to your kids. Right? You know, it's like, look, man, like I just seen some deathbed, and the first thing we want to do is pillage like they supposed to leave some money. It's like, no, they leaving something of an asset that you can keep in the family, you know, in the portfolio to pass down, and it ain't just yours. You know, the inheritance just ain't yours. The inheritance is supposed to keep going down. We're supposed to be adding to it. And so many black people just be ready to get some money and squander it. It's like, look, man, look, if anything, y'all take control of the assets and just try to keep it going. But we do too much. I mean, I've seen this in funerals. Man, the first thing they think is some money. They think, oh, dad gonna leave me a few $1,000s. It's like, come on. He left you so much more than that. You know, he taught you and left you so much more than that. I think he did good. Leave it to the kids, you know, so they can start in their education, you know, education and entrepreneurial things. They the young ones starting out. I guarantee you, like he said, he the youngest. He had gray in his beard up there with us. I'm thinking, like, I guarantee you them people 40, 50 years old. Nah,
like
man. You know.
Okay. Hey, Sean, I got a different question for you, bro. At the end of it, he said that he told his brothers and sisters, yo, get in on this policy, about $200 a month. You can get up to like $1 million on pops. They didn't invest. He said, fuck them. Talking about his brothers and sisters. What do you think about that decision?
Brothers, you know, they're fucking fools in that moment. I'm gonna break bread. I'm gonna split it 4 ways. Depending on how I feel, though. Maybe I got 2 billion, then you know what I'm saying? You know, I keep, I don't know. I might break it 4 ways. I ain't gonna even lie. At the very least, I'm gonna let them split $1 million. At the very least. Yeah. But that's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for sure, like having gone through this for real in real life. You know what I'm saying? With my OG dying, like I know what my mom would want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna break bread.
I like it. Jay, what's up, brother?
I know. I got forgiveness for that.
Oh, you good. We understand. We get it. So now we got to
go out again, but I
go ahead.
When y'all posted it on the bros, I had to say 2 things, man. Like, Paul's trying to no curses. He had rules. I can't back on that. But the brothers at least, you know what I'm saying, they're very least did more to compare to this about, you know, getting the measures of going in on the policy. If they didn't be on them.
Okay. So you saying they should at least try to contribute more to the actual policy. But you kind of share Sean's sentiment to where it should have made sense to break bread. We lost, and I'm pretty sure good back. That makes sense, Sean, because like you said, man, I think when you have brothers and, you know, motherfuckers got shit going on, we know that, you know, depending on how many brothers or people you got in your family, like, it's very rare that y'all are all up or all down at the same time, right? And all of us, especially if you got brothers and y'all motherfuckers be literally connected in thought because you were raised together, but out in the world separate as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, on some real shit, I talk like I fuck with the show Real Talk with the Bros because at least I know once a week I can put eyes and face. You know, I can put eyes on them. You know, we're gonna chop and shoot the shit about these videos, but we talk. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I, like, to your point, Sean, I could hold it all the way against them for not putting on a policy. But I also don't have that regular brother shit to where, you know, we hate each other guts. So it's two brothers that like hate each other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know that dynamic. We fuss and fight and shit. We might shoot the ones, but those are my bros. You know what I'm saying? In real life. So I understand what you're saying. And I think that's definitely more right than wrong, man. But I want to shift real quick to talk about the next gen. And we're going to get to some solutions and wrap this thing up. If nothing changes, y'all, will the next generation be ahead or just running the same race faster? If nothing changes, will the next generation be ahead or just running the same race faster?
Running the same race faster.
Okay, tell me more, Sean.
Yeah, I think that the appreciation for, the desire for marriage and all that is not going to get better. Because once again, we are the generation that really is passing on, you know what I'm saying? Like, our thoughts on, you know, if we develop in the why would I get married? Then what we think our kids gonna do? So there wouldn't be really that basis. There's gonna be less people like our auntie and them, like, when you gonna get married? There's gonna be people doing that because we ain't pressing that like that. They was pushing the line on that shit. You get married, you get pregnant at whatever age, they making them off. My grandma was pregnant at 15, and they made that grown ass man marry her. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
I wouldn't push that line, you know what I'm saying, with my daughter. So I'm just saying, like, it ain't nobody really pushing that. That's not the standard. In terms of building, we ain't building shit overall. We're not building shit collectively. We're not building towards a collective goal. You know what I'm saying? We spend more time disagreeing about the shit we disagree about than figuring out what we can agree about moving forward. So we can't think that they gonna magically just all of a sudden become inspired or become more, have more of a collective thought than us. So yeah, it ain't gonna work.
I like it. Mufasa, Josh, either one of y'all, same question. If nothing changes, will the next generation be ahead or just running the same race faster?
I think they'll look faster. They just gonna be running the same race. I won't even say it will even be faster. Matter of fact, it might be a little slower. You know, and that's one thing about, like, young people. They're getting. We already know they're getting out the house and getting to it a little later than we get into it. It's yet to be seen whether they'll own homes at the same rate we are, just as fast as we're doing it. So I wouldn't say they're running the same race faster. I just say it looks different. You know, technology makes it look different. But in terms of where we'll be at the same age, I don't think we're leaving our children as good a world as we're coming up in. And, you know, it's especially true for the people above us. But I think we're going to start to see here in the next 20 years that they can buy less with their money. And you know, in terms of like getting together, they, like I said, they're gonna need to get together. Something gonna have to change here. I know the men and women are fighting. Some gonna have to change here because I just don't think we can do it effectively by ourselves. Like Sean said, we gotta do community. People are gonna have to come together. You know, so if it ain't families, then who? I think everything starts with the family. It's either organizations gonna have to do better, and we're gonna have to get more involved, you know, to try to become a little more together.
I like it. Josh, what you got? Nothing changes. Will the next generation be ahead or just running the same race faster?
Nothing changes, then they just gonna, like, like my dude said before me, like they just gonna be running the same race, but it really ain't even gonna be faster because no matter how good you are at something, if the system is always against you, then that's what it is. And the end product, even though you know you cook that shit,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna get what you think you should, or rather not what you think, but what you deserve.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, I think one solution, well, actually a couple of solutions, like so far as the marriage jump, like, bro, I think we should get real traditional with this shit, and instead of involving the state, bro, like we need to like have it at like a community level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just so far as like, you know, a marriage is already a contract, but instead of involving the state, we can just have another third party.
Yeah.
So if there is a disagreement, then all right, you gonna pay this out, or since you broke this oath or this rule, you automatically ain't gonna get this. Let's move on, type shit. Because you
Okay.
know, if you done been through a divorce, bro, the fucking fees between the attorneys and just the state. God forbid you got married in a fucking Commonwealth state. Like, you know what I'm saying? But and another thing, so far as where we at economically, bro, I really think that for one, we got there and we passed it to the point where they got afraid and they literally like bombed the parade, bro. They killed us, and that's Black Wall Street. We take that blueprint, but we fuck around and do what the goddamn Asians did in Chinatown, bro, and just keep that shit closed off. Like, don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like when you whisper it, it's like a myth. And that's how they, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's how they sort of got way ahead of any other ethnicity in America, including us, because they're so tight-lipped as well as tight-knitted when it comes to family and organizational structures and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I said, the blueprint force is already there, bro. Just take the Black Wall Street, what they were already doing, you know what I'm saying? But just being way more, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't come to this cookout type shit.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. And we're gonna
Just
put a book
for
on this.
foundation.
My bad. I should have let that breathe more.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's put a ribbon on this, man. It's a good show. So from all the information y'all saw from 1980 to 2026, man, y'all seen the graphs, y'all seen the gaps. Pause. What are y'all taking from this? If anything, what is your solution to it? What is your bow on it? And we'll go Mufasa, Josh, and then Sean.
Some people might agree with me, but my thing is the middle class ain't a bad thing. Let's try to get all of that. I think that could be the baseline. Let's try to get all our children to the middle class. You see what I'm saying? Like now we're getting to the point now we're looking at 200,000, 500, a millionaire and all of that. My thing is like, hey, we gonna get some people there, but let's try to, if we can get all our children to the middle class as parents, you know, I think we'll be doing a good job. So as parents, let's just strive to get the next generation to the middle class. You know, let's try to get more people out of the bottom. Let's not add to it. And because my thing is, yeah, we're doing okay. But at the end of the day, let's try to get some more people from the bottom. You know, that's just kind of my thing. So in middle class ain't a bad place to be. You know, it's not a bad place to be. You can live with a decent life. And my thing is, we're going to have to do this in increments. It's not going to be overnight when we look up and we flip this thing. So guess what? Some of us going to have to enjoy the life we got. Enjoy the life you got. You know what I mean? Love on the people you got. A lot of us ain't doing that bad. We all chill with each other. Man, hey, man, the roof ain't leaking right now. We got food in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? We got our people that we love to go over there and chill at the cookout, bro. Hey, for the most part, we're fine. Keep striving, black men. Like I said, and focus on your children. Focus on your children. They might not be rich, but they're a good person if they stay out of trouble and in the middle class. Hey, we just be proud of our people that get that done.
I like it. Josh, and then Sean, and then I'll put a bow on it. What you got, Josh? That was fire.
That was, bro. And I'm just gonna piggyback on that with just like starting with the kids, bro. Like, just in my opinion, something that bothered me always, bro. Remember when we went to school, you were more worried about your pre-cal class, your trigonometry class, but the classes like civics and economics, home ec, your HVAC class, your auto shop class, you really took that shit for granted to just full on skip.
Bro, like, bro, we back smoking tree. Yeah, we took auto mechanics to
You know what I'm saying? But hindsight is a motherfucker. Everybody wise when it comes to hindsight. Bro, those were the things that we should have been focusing on the most, and dealing with my son. That's what I'm gonna be honing in on, because I mean, being real, besides now, if you want to be an engineer or a scientist, then yeah, pre-cal and trig and all of that, you're gonna need to know that. But bro, let's be like, bro, if you're trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, like be a carpenter or like, you know what I'm saying, like lay pipes or do a foundation, bro, like, I mean, come on, man. Like really?
Yeah.
Like, when am I gonna make bread off this tree?
That's interesting. I like it.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, man.
Like it. So we're gonna go Sean, CJ, and then Jay for the wrap up. Y'all caught us right on the pause, the back end of us putting the bow on it. Sean, what you got for us? But I do want to get y'all perspective, so we're gonna go CJ and then Jay, and then I'll wrap it up. Sean, what you got for us, brother?
Man, at the end of the day, I think we have to accept that people don't see marriage the same. That progress is going to be stagnant. If we don't do something to change that course, if we don't do something to motivate and instill, these different values that we want in the current generation.
Yeah,
that's really it. If we don't do something, then may as well not complain about the shit.
That's a bar. I like it. CJ, what you got, bro?
Man, as long as we keep things, you hear me?
Yeah, break a 1-9. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
Oh shit. Hey, as long as we can try to keep things black, support black, like Gene supported, because we be having all these programs, these events. Oh yeah, support the black community. Them shits is like, bro, they're like Winnie's commercials. They here today, they gone tomorrow, and then everybody back to the same bullshit. Yeah. So you got to actually start a program and have a program that's like got longevity. That's one way you really gonna build a community, help the community, and something that's gonna last even after we die. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we really took Black Lives Matter and made it to something real, all right, it'd be a game changer if black folks really, really buckle down on that.
Okay.
So I think that's something that needs to happen. Will it? It can. But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, man.
That's a fact. Speaking of, we're gonna wait for Jay to connect. All right, Jay's here. Yo, Jay,
signal is horrible where I am.
You cool, bro.
Signal horrible where I am.
All blessings, bro. You know the count. Yeah, man. We putting a bow on this thing, though, man. I know you was here for most of it. Yeah, you cool, bro. What you got for us, bro?
Can y'all hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got to get back to the each one teach one, man, and stop the separation within the culture of the haves and have-nots, because as anyone that believes, the good book said the poor will always be among us. So once we get past that ideology that because they're not in the same headspace or financial space that we are in, we're not going to get much alleviation from these numbers.
I like it.
So that's my take on it, you know.
I like it. Again, man, if y'all don't know, the brother Sean is doing a excellent event. May 16th, I think it's a date, Chicago. I'll be a invited guest speaker, but it's a platform that will do a multitude of things, one of which will be public speaking and sharing our talents and controlling our talents amongst ourselves. I'm super excited for the speech, but that's my brother, one of my fraternal brothers, Mufasa, y'all know what it is. But I just wanted to shout that out real quick. I apologize, I didn't do it earlier, but I'll be mentioning that throughout the show, man, in the upcoming shows before we get there. But I'm excited for that journey, man. And if you can, bro, just tell us a little bit more about that before I do my closing remarks, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. It's called the Keynote Speakers, and it's born out of my desire to create a space for Black expression to live, to be featured, to thrive without Caucasian gatekeepers. Because I don't believe that we should have Caucasian gatekeepers for Black expression. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion of that. And so what it does is public speaking, thought leaders. It marries performance arts in terms of things like live music and also things like poetry, so the performance arts. And so our launch event is in Chicago, May 16th. And, Strata will be, one of our dope keynote speakers, man. I'm looking forward to what he's going to discuss. I think it's going to be dope.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fire. And address the comment in the chat. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, so I'll be dual streaming with Turn On the AC this Sunday. They're doing a relationship show. Those are they red pill brothers. I'm not as much red pill myself, but I'm going to moderate their relationships with their old ladies. We're going to have some fun with that one. So I look forward to dual streaming with them. And then we'll be back. Me and Bino, we're cooking up a show on this Sunday or possibly the next, but we'll be back. We're back with that BS. So the way the rundown will be is Tuesday or Wednesday, you got Real Talk with the Bros. This Thursday panel is the Raw Bunch. And then Sunday we'll be back on that BS. I'm cooking up another segment, but I'll introduce that moment I'm ready to roll it out. So my final take, man, is, again, it's been a dope show. I appreciate y'all.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been dope. I don't even know what CJ talk about right now because I ain't even did nothing, bro. Like,
yeah. On behalf of SPS, thank you for joining us and be blessed. We hope you left with more if you came in with less. Turn on the notifications now so you can see what's next. Tune in next time, the panel and topics gonna be crazy. Can we all come to a conclusion if we try? Yeah, maybe. We the ones with angles that the others can't see. We the channel that you need to check out every week. It's the SPS Podcast, SPS Podcast, SPS Podcast. We like to thank you. SPS Podcast, SPS Podcast, SPS Podcast. Till the next time, we pray you be safe and tune in, like, share, and sub. Tell upon gon' tune in and we out. Yeah.